Hey y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be investigating the urban legend of the Bunnyman and the Bunnyman's Bridge. So I'm filming this video right now, or at least the intro of this video, at my house here in New York at home, instead of on my trip, because the original intro of this video got messed up. It's not the first video that this happened to during this trip, So anyway, before I head to places, I like to share a backstory and kind of give you guys some history. So what exactly is the Bunnyman's Bridge? Who is Bunnyman? So this urban legend comes out of Fairfax Station, Virginia, which is a kind of a small ritzy town outside Washington, D.C. When I was there, it was like mansions everywhere. I was really surprised. Because usually, like when I investigate urban legends like this, they're always in like the rural, sketchy, like rinky-dink areas, you know, and this one just wasn't. So in 1904, this local insane asylum closed down and inmates were being transported via bus to a new insane asylum that opened up. But the problem is that when the buses were going through the woods, one of the buses crashed and all the inmates escaped. So most of the inmates obviously were captured by police. However, two remained at large. So the two men that remained at large were Douglas Griffin, or Griffon, not sure how you say it, and a dude who is unnamed. So police were searching. Eventually they found the unnamed person dead. So yeah, they just found him dead eventually somewhere. However, Douglas was never found. But shortly after this whole incident happened, they started finding bodies of mutilated rabbits, okay, hanging from trees. And they also started to find the bodies of teenagers in similar conditions. Yeah, I know, it's pretty raunchy stuff, but that's the urban legend. And all of this happened by the Colchester Overpass, which is a railway bridge that kind of goes over like a residential street. And of course that later became known as the Bunnyman's Bridge, because all of these incidents happened by that bridge. And this is also where residents say late at night they used to see a man in a white bunny suit carrying a hatchet or an axe. So obviously people started to link the murders of the bunnies and the murders of all these teenagers to that man in the white bunny suit. And yeah, like I said, all of this happened in the area of the Colchester Overpass, and that's why it is now called the Bunnyman's Bridge. And obviously, you know, since Douglas was never captured, people start to think that maybe, you know, he's the guy responsible for all this, and maybe he's the guy in the bunny suit, you know. So, but like, why investigate this urban legend? Like, what's the point? People say that if you go to Bunnyman's Bridge, you can potentially see the Bunnyman, right? The guy in the Bunnyman suit carrying a hatchet or an axe. You can potentially find rabbits hanging from trees, like the mutilated rabbits hanging from trees. And you could potentially find dead bodies, like in creeks or, you know, just like in the woods or whatever. So that's kind of the thing, you know, that people do, especially at night. You just go over to the bridge and you just kind of like look around, see if you could find anything. And I think that's kind of just gonna be my goal. So yeah, this video, I'm gonna be going to that bridge to kind of investigate the urban legend. However, I ended up getting very, very sick with strep throat on this trip. So I had to kind of rush home. If you guys know anything about me though, I refuse to kind of not do what I have planned. So I did it anyway. Don't worry, I did everything I had planned for this trip. But the only thing is that I wasn't able to do it at night like I had originally wanted to. And maybe if I did, things would have went differently. But I went at day and I still think I had a pretty fun time. And most of these urban legends I investigate are paranormal related. They're not, you know, just like psychopath in the woods type stuff. But with stuff like this, I don't know how to handle it really. It was my first time thing for sure. But I kind of liked it, and I want to try to find more psychopaths that could definitely potentially behead me. That would be really cool. All right, guys, one more thing before this video starts, though. The video will now start in Morgantown, West Virginia. So obviously from Morgantown, West Virginia to Fairfax Station, Virginia is a pretty long drive. especially because the way I did it, I drove down from Morgantown to like the heart of West Virginia, and then drove into Harrisonburg, Virginia, and then up to Fairfax Station, Virginia. So this video is not only an investigation of BUNNYMAN'S Bridge, but it is also kind of like a road trip video from Morgantown to the BUNNYMAN'S Bridge, just because I was driving through Appalachia and it's a very interesting part of the country, so I figured I would document it. But yeah, guys, other than that, I hope you have a great time watching this video, and let's get right to it. Late last night, we got into West Virginia. Right now, I am in Morgantown in my hotel. So we have a little bit of a drive before we get to BUNNYMAN'S Bridge, but that's okay. So we're cruising through West Virginia, which, as I said, is always fun. I love this state. It's such an interesting state. There's no other state like it. Even if you're still in Appalachia, like Kentucky or Virginia, yeah, there's similarities, but West Virginia just stands out. Alright, so we got off the highway and we're just driving on the back roads now, continuing on towards BUNNYMAN'S Bridge. Good old West Virginia trailer parks, gotta love it. West Virginia is always a good state to drive through, but it's even better when you get off the highway and take the back roads. Road not suitable for large trucks as we're in a giant Ford Expedition. We're not even a half hour into the trip. We are greeted by the tight, windy mountain roads that we always end up on somehow. It's always the same old situation in West Virginia. We always end up on roads like this. It just amazes me how this is like a two-way thing. It's like, what are you supposed to do if two people in two big pickup trucks or something come and like, one's trying to go this way, one's trying to go this way. Like, how do you work that out if they come at the same time? And it's like, look, I'm on like the edge of a cliff here. So it's like you go over and you're going down there, you know? And everyone in West Virginia pretty much drives a pickup truck. So I don't know how the locals work this out. Finally found a actual road. Alright, well, the two-way street disappeared again. No more double line, but at least there's a railing here. Here we go. It's crazy. But the thing is, they had a small car. What if they didn't, though? Like, that's the thing. Like, what if they had a truck our size? Alright, so we ended up in this small town called Weston. We're gonna check it out, and then we're gonna continue on driving. We're headed up this road where we saw a bunch of abandoned houses. You guys know how much I love this. This leads up here. There's abandoned trailer over here. Abandoned, whatever that is. Abandoned car. And then down that street, it looks like it goes up the hill. And it looks like there's more like abandoned houses up there. And then in front of us, got that. These houses are not gonna be up much longer. It looks like they're demolishing them. And if not, it looks like they're honestly about to like fall off the cliff. That was cool though. I always like looking at stuff like that. Alright, so we stopped at a BF's Food Mart. You see these around in Appalachia a lot. Pretty cool store. So there's the store. It's funny because I actually came to this exact one back in 2023 when I was in West Virginia. And we got a Mountain Dew, of course, because we're in Appalachia. And Mountain Dew is like a holy food out here, so you gotta have it when you come. Alright, so we got gas station snacks, and we are back on the road. We're still gonna be in West Virginia for some time, but eventually we're gonna cross over the mountains into Virginia. Guys, check out that mountain up there. That's pretty cool. Very, very unique top. A little like jagged top and everything. I feel like I've seen pictures of that mountain before somewhere, like it's a landmark here or something. Oh my God, it's so freaking windy. Look at this view. Gorgeous. That was pretty cool, guys. These views are awesome. We're about like 4,000 feet high right now. 4,000 feet above sea level. I just saw a sign for it on the road. These roads are everlasting though, man. It's just turn after turn. So we're headed up the mountains now, literally, and I think it's safe to say that we're almost out of West Virginia, about to cross into Virginia, which is fine by me because it's been literally just roads like this, twisty, turny, back roads for like the last 3.5 hours ish, and you know, it's fun for a while, but after a while it gets pretty not fun, draining. But it's nothing new. I always say that, and I always continue to fucking try to find these kinds of roads. Virginia. All right, so we finally hit Virginia. So now we're kind of like heading towards Harrisonburg, and we're gonna leave the Appalachian Mountains and kind of glide over the state across like the flat part of Virginia towards the coast. All right, guys, so we kind of, I don't want to say we got out of the Appalachian Mountains, but we got out of the mountains, and now we're kind of just in the general Appalachian region, I guess you can say. But there's still mountains around. You can see them over there, and there's a lot more that way. However, we are on Interstate 81 now, heading north. I always loved Interstate 81, especially this section of it here in Virginia. It's just really country. There's farms everywhere. There's mountains in the distance. It's such a good drive. I'm usually on the other end though, heading south. This is actually my first time headed north on it. Okay, so it's been a few hours since I've last talked to you guys. We got off I-81 and drove all the way to the coast by Washington, D.C. But we are almost at BUNNYMAN'S bridge. Honestly, I thought this bridge would be like on a rural road in the middle of nowhere, but look at the houses on this road, man. It's so nice here. It's like mansions, which is kind of weird. I mean, when you think of a road with an urban legend on it, you don't think of houses like this on that kind of road. I guess it's a little more rural the further down you go, which is good because we are coming up on it. So I guess what we're supposed to do is, what I heard, look for mutilated rabbits hanging from trees, or look for a dude in a bunny outfit. So we'll be driving through, and I'm gonna be checking out the trees and in the woods. So far I don't see anything out of the ordinary. So according to my GPS, the bridge where he hangs out should be coming up behind this turn. Here we are, y'all. Bunnyman's Bridge. Alright, y'all, so there's Bunnyman's Bridge where he supposedly hangs out, but I'm not seeing anything. Maybe it's just too early. Maybe he only comes out at night or something, but I didn't read anything about that. Alright, y'all, so clearly not much happened at Bunnyman's Bridge. As I said in the beginning of this video, like, with paranormal investigations, it's a little easier to kind of see that and investigate that and try and like have something to happen as compared to like when you're just searching for like a killer in the forest. You know, I drove around the area, looked in the woods, and I hung out around the bridge. I mean, I just didn't see anything, man. And it's annoying because you read about these places, you spend time researching them, getting excited, and you go there all excited, and then nothing happens, and it's like, damn. So for me, Bunnyman's Bridge did not necessarily work out, but that does not mean the urban legend is false. It does not mean that other people who have went there and seen something or said they've seen something are wrong or lying. Maybe my experience was just different. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.